I used to absolutely love my job. I remember when I first got that title of researcher, and I was sitting at my desk in that first week on the job, and I was just thinking to myself, it was my responsibility to create new knowledge on really complex topics that were difficult to unravel and where we didn't really have a lot of answers or solutions. And so I got to sit back in my chair and I got to read and read and read, and then I got to go out into the field and collect data and bring that data back into the office and analyze it and try to discern something from those facts and figures that I could use to contribute to science and society. And those moments were among the most satisfying I've ever experienced in my life. And so I followed that career trajectory with absolute zeal. Every day I went into the office was like a new challenge, a new way of thinking, and I approached each aspect of the job with absolute enthusiasm. Because for me, it wasn't just about the paycheck, and it wasn't just about the fact that the world needs knowledge on these complex issues, and it wasn't even the fact that I was relatively good at it. It was about the fact that I had an absolute love and passion for the work I was doing every day. And so every time I published a paper, I did a little dance of joy. Every time I got a grant to do more research, it gave me a sense of fulfillment knowing that I was pursuing the kind of work that absolutely fulfilled me. And so I drove that train with a single-minded focus that occupied every part of my day and every aspect of my life. Until one day I was on a plane going to a conference, and I began to reflect on whether or not the work that I was doing was fulfilling me in the ways it had when I first began that career. And the more I mulled it over, the more I thought about the work that I was doing applying for grants, the more I thought about the work that I was doing publishing papers, and even teaching my students, the more I realized that the work that I was doing, the work that I was good at, the work that I was getting paid for, and the work that the world really needed wasn't the work that I really loved anymore. So I took the opportunity right then and there, sitting on the plane, taxiing down the runway, and on my phone took all the documents that I had, half-finished grant proposals, papers that were halfway through the publication process, and I put them in a folder called Archive. Now, when I put something in a folder called Archive, I do it for a couple of reasons. Number one is to get it out of my eye line so that I can look at the other things that I really care about and that really matter. And the other is for a sense of personal safety, knowing that if I ever needed to go back to those documents, I could. And so I have kind of archive folders going back to the beginning of my career. But what this experience gave me was an opportunity to free up my mind, to free up the psychological space in my head, to discover what it was that I could fall in love with next. And so it was not too long after that a former student and I opened our first company here in Norway. And since then, we've been working almost tirelessly to build that company, to come up with some new products, to help move the work that I started in academia forward in a new and different way. And embarking on this new career as an entrepreneur, it's really given me a chance to fall back in love with the work that I care most about.